My video segments are only 10 minutes because I'm using a little higher quality. On this car, you can see the wording on it. It's not too bad. The car's a pretty sharp little car. I mean, it's I think it's detailed okay. I mean, it's not detailed like that one. I mean, that is the Cadillac right there. I mean, if you're looking for a Cadillac, and look at the top, how it's painted nice and everything like that. This is your Cadillac right there. But it just peeves me a little bit, you know, that you have to. I mean, and I'm not the only one that does it. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that the minute you get your stuff home, you're jumping up and down going, I can't wait to get it on the track, and you see something going wrong with it, and the first thing you got to do is you got to unloosen the nuts or pull the little pin out, and you either got to turn something around or turn something this way or turn something this way, or you got to fix a little this or fix a little that, or get out the glue and do some gluing that you shouldn't have to do. But you know, I guess that does come with these small models, but it's not a big issue. I mean, I was able to unscrew the trucks. You know, that's one thing that is nice about these BMLAs. They've got trucks that, you know, that it's got screws on them. They're just like an Athearn. You can unscrew them and pull the trucks out. And the Microtrains wheels fit in there. And I know probably some of you guys are going to say, why are you using Microtrains and plastic on your cars? Well, actually, plastic is good. I mean, I do see a little black on my rails, but not that bad. And sometimes, to me, plastic, you know, can do just as good as what metal can. Now, metal does have a little bit heavier to them, and sometimes they'll go through switches better. I don't know how this car is going to go. I haven't tried it through my turnouts yet. We can find out here in just a second. But as for the roll test, like this little cotton belt here, and it's wobbling as you see, but that's just because of my finger. That is perfect. To me, it is. When your car wobbles just a touch, you know, you know, not da 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 da, you know, talking like starting to talk like what's the name on starting to talk like what's the name on we'll get it out here in a minute. Ty Webb on golf, this is the second half of my video one here, and I'm going to show this again here, and oops, and was this car here is detailed here pretty good. And back over to, and like I say, this it's done fairly well. I mean, it rolls real good. That's my thing. I like them. I like my cars to roll. Excuse me. I like my cars to roll smooth down the tracks. You know, that's performance. Yeah, I didn't want them to look good, but performance. This car here, not sure how it's going to do through the turnouts. We have to see. But I think these plastic wheels will just going down this little embankment and no wobbling in that. I think it's gonna help that quite a bit. The trucks were easy to come. The trucks were easy to take off of this car. I mean, just undo the screws, and we was able to put the Microtrains wheels in there from that donor car, and fit perfect. I mean, not excessively loose, not excessively tight, just actually perfect. Couldn't be, any better. I kind of wished that I could have kept the metal wheels in there, and yeah, metal might have done better. I don't know how these are going to do on my turnouts. We'll have to see. Some of you guys might be saying, why are you using plastic on your cars? Well, to me, for some instances, the plastic is better. I mean, I've been, let me go over here and I'll show you a car that I've had quite a while. This car here is a BMLA. It's a CEFX, and there's a road number on it. Back about 2 years ago when I got this car, I like the style of it. If you look at it, it's got the Thermo King little motor on it. I liked how BMLA made these using either Thermo King or the I think a Thermo King, or I don't want to say it wasn't Cummins, it was Thermo King, or I'm trying to think what the other name was that they used at the time for their units. But I thought that was pretty cool with, the Thermo King on there. And but the metal wheels that were on this car, and I'll let me hang on a minute. A little hair on this thing. I'm gonna turn this car over so you can see it. As you can see here, it's got plastic wheels on it too, and those are Microtrains wheels. I've had them in there ever since. I put them in there, like I say, 2 years. I got the car, and the reason why I changed these to plastic is I think these are 32s instead of 36s. I think that's what, or 33s. And these wheels are on this particular car here. These plastic. Let me zoom this in, or try to get this thing to zoom in. Come on, girl, zoom in for me. Let me move the wheel here. If you look there, you can see that there's clearance between the wheel. It's kind of hard, but if I bring her over this way, you can see clearance between the wheels. There you go. There is enough clearance that the wheel can turn and not rub on the frame. Well, I'm not saying that BMLA don't make good cars. They make damn good cars, It's just, I don't understand why they put, you know, they didn't study this just a little bit better and put wheels in there that wouldn't rub the frames and stuff like that. You know, when you go down your tracks, when your cars go down your tracks, you want your wheels turning. You don't want your wheels locking up or whatever. Now it's just like the real thing, a dry hub, or you know, or an axle that's about ready to go. And same thing on here. You want your wheels turning, and so I put plastic in these a long time ago. And for me, plastic does no different on my layout. And I mean, you guys could, you know, give it a try. Plastic for me is no different, and especially works good for DCC. Now, if I slide over here and you see my Kato set, my Kato Excursion set, it does have all metal, and it works well with the DCC and that, and the metal, you know, there's metal wheels and that. And so does my metal wheels here on my caboose, on my UP caboose here. The metal wheels on the Atherns, they turn nice and smooth. They do very well. But for some reason, the BMLAs, it just don't work. And so, but we will put that car on here. We'll put this car. I'm gonna stop the video here, and then I'll. This is rolling nice and smooth here on here. I mean, there ain't no resistance. I mean, just light pushes, and the wheels are turning like they should. I'm gonna back my Santa Fe engine up. I think I got her now. I got her forward. I'm gonna back her up. And we'll have to assist her hooking up here. Sometimes the couplers too are not that. They're, like I say, neat cars, not awesome stuff to hook up with and whatever. But let's see how the car does. Let's see how the car does going around the track. Very little wobble. Very little wobble. Okay, now we're going to back up, and you might hear, I don't know if you'll hear any of the, got my music going in the background. Sometimes plastic wheels and these turnouts don't love each other. So far, so good. A little bit of wobbling, not very much. Pretty smooth transition there. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully, and I'm gonna go to one more segment on this, and hey, Mono Railroaders, N scale and HO, and O scale if you're tuning in. This is Alan of the Lahana Hutch and Pratt mini sub division, and I was gonna do an after unboxing of my ADMX 56074 car here that I got at the hobby shop, and tell a little bit about it, and and show some close-ups on it here. Whoops. And we're going to move Mr. Union Pacific 24515 down the track here so we don't disturb her. And we're gonna get some close-ups of this car and let you kind of see. The paint job on this car is done pretty well, and the wording on it is pretty amazing. As you can see here, see if you can see that. It says car equipped with, let's see if we can get this a little closer here. Car equipped with safety relief valves, maximum operating pressure 14.7 PSIO, maximum in-transit pressure 2 PSIO. It says close dust caps and roof hatches before car moves. And then it says 2-inch comp shoes. And you can see on here there's wording in the paint on the wheels. BMLA does that, and they do that also on the refrigerated cars here. These are a little bit lighter shade than what the old BMLAs that BMLA done. This is done by Atlas. And one thing I'm going to show you here, and I was thinking up, or was doing some, I guess you call it practice videos. And a couple of my videos, let me pause here. Now I got my magnifying glass out. I could actually read that. That is, if I can get this camera again to focus here. Come on, camera. There we go. Just to get it at the right spot. Turn this off. I don't know if that'll be any better now. That's PSIG. I'm doing a dual review on two cars that I purchased yesterday. Hello, this is Alan of RDA InScale. If you want to see more reviews like I'm going to put out here, please subscribe, click on the like, and ring that old bell for me. And tell me how you think of my reviews. I'll be honest, sometimes I don't get it things perfect, but we'll try our best. And so let's move on to the review. On this end of the turntable, I got me a turntable, is my new Southern Pacific Hydro Cushion DF for fragile freight, and what that kind of stands for, it's a 50-foot standard box car, and it was Southern Pacific's push to showcase their Hydro Cushion underframe and their DF loader system to load freight better and to tell their customers that they, that their stuff would make it to wherever it's going safely. And you don't put that stuff on the side of your car if you're not going to try to get it there safely. As long as you don't have, derailments and stuff like that. But we're going to put the car here on my my little cradle here, and we'll let the camera focus in here, and you can see that the wording is very well crisp. Color's not bad. The color of the car is slightly different because I've got my light in the background, and that's, it's not really showing the true. It's a little washed compared to being the color it actually is. But the wording is really good. You see that it's built in 57. You can also see, if this camera will focus, Southern Pacific Company, Truss Series 21, I think the first, Pennsylvania, Banking and Trust Company, trustee, owner, and I think it says lesser. So my eyes are doing pretty good here. Anyway, we're going to turn this a little bit, and boom. Got a little bit of light to show inside the car. You can see, I believe, yeah, there is 2 sets of wheels back there. Like it's hauling a load. Pretty cool. And I'm going to turn this back off because that light is a little bright. We're going to slide the door here, or attempt to slide the door. There we go. Got the door to close a little bit. Both sides will open on this car. And now we're going to attempt to slide it back without breaking the car. And got that to do that. Stay there, Mr. Caboose. And now we're going to show some underbody detail. That's the underframe. Although it's not a BMLA, it's not a Atlas Golds or Atlas Master Series or something like that, that's got, a little bit more fancy stuff underneath of it. I think this looks pretty cool. I mean, as it's going down the track, you can see the tanks on it, and that's, to me, I want to see it perform. Not too much wiggle, just going down straight, light sway, like you see the real things do. The trucks are separate of the couplers. I do like that for like backing up. It kind of helps. Whereas if you have a built in truck coupler, you can tend to have a few problems. But like I say, I got cars that are both way. But this car is done pretty well. And you can see here again on the side, you can clearly see the ladders. And then if we move here, you can see the metal etched. Well, I'm going to turn it now a little bit here so where she's straight at. You can see the metal etched platform for the brakeman to stand on to turn the brake wheel, and then you can see the see-through, although it's plastic, roof walk, and I thought that was pretty cool how they done that. And we're going to back the wheel so you can see the other side of the car. And you can see the wording on there. I think Microtrains does all of their cars fairly well, you know, and they're made in the USA. You can't beat that. So we're going to move this car as soon as we move our cradle here. We're going to move this car back there. And we're going to grab the caboose. And we're going to move the turntable out just a little bit so we don't crash the car into my place that I'm doing this at. Let's start on the top of the car. The roof detail is really good. Microtrains does all of their roofs about the same. The quality work is pretty good. This roof on this car was up a little bit. All I had to do was slightly press it down. One thing I do like about Microtrains, and let me put the car over here on its cradle here. One thing I do like about Microtrains is the underframe is metal. This here, point out here with my little pointer here, this is metal. And where the end grabs right here, this is metal. The brake wheel down here, and it's kind of hard for me to try to point this out. I think you can see it right there, right there. That's plastic, but that's no problem. But this here is all metal here. This is metal. That gives it its weight. The car sits down on that metal frame pretty good. And as with the freight car, and I'm going to turn this on again, you can see the detail underneath. It's not an Athearn, it's not a Bluford Shops, but hey, it's still pretty good for what you can do with it. And the trucks are separate of the couplers, so the car pulls pretty well. And like my other Microtrains cabooses, which I have a Southern Pacific, I have a Missouri Pacific, and I have a Western Pacific. I do have a Southern Pacific, but it's made by Concourse Siskiyou. These do really well, and the weight of the bottom of the car or the frame of the car is what really helps them shine. So, like I say, this is a deal review. I got these cars at my hobby shop that I frequent. I know this car here, the Union Pacific 24528, is still available. I don't know if that car is, but I'm pretty sure it is. If you want to get one, go get you one, and we'll extend this just a little bit longer because I want to tell a little more on the car. To add on this, because I want the quality of the video to be pretty sharp. You can also read, and I just happened to see that, you can read, let's see, I think it says weight 5,000 or 50300. I think that's what that was on the where the metal's at, and I think that's pretty cool. This car, or this caboose, was a Rock Island caboose before UP brought it into their system. And so if there's some Rock Island, railroad fans out there and says, hey, I like the Rock Island, I want to get as much stuff as I can of the Rock Island, this caboose was as it says on here, 31 bay window caboose, Union Pacific. I'll read a little bit of the detail here. It says the series, now this is for a UP, was 24,500 to 24,599. Car was built in 1950. The trucks are Beddendorf swing motion trucks. Ran in the West from the era of the 70s, 1970 to 1980s. I'm sure it probably went just a little further than that, but the car was built in the late 50s for the Rock Island. This bay window caboose was later obtained by UP in the late 70s and painted into UP's yellow scheme. It's a Class C A13 by UP. It had its roof walk removed and continued in service through the 80s and that. And although I haven't seen this car personally, I have seen a lot of the, when I was little, I seen a lot of the Rock Island bay windows pass through here. I seen a big amount of the Southern Pacific bay windows come through my area. And not very many of their cupolas. I know they had a few cupolas. Southern Pacific did, but not very many of them. It was mainly the bay windows like this. And what was cool about Southern Pacific, they may have 4 engines on the front, in their lead, a good mess of cars, a DPU, and then another 15, 20, 25 cars and a caboose, and they would possibly have a engine behind the caboose, or an engine, a DPU on the tail, and then the caboose behind the engine. And that was pretty sharp to see that. I'm a caboose fan. I'm a caboose fan myself. I really like them, and we'll put this car up here too on this cradle here, so we can see both of them together. I'm a fan of both railroads, and I enjoy, when I can, collecting this stuff, and running it on my little railroad, the Lahana Hutch and Pratt Mini Subdivision. And like I say, I may have pointed this out. If I may or may not have pointed this out, but if I didn't, I will do this again. I'm going to hold the caboose. If you see on the end of it here, and I want to do this under the light, the grab irons, or the grabs when you're, coming onto the caboose, like the crew, Microtrains uses metal. At first I thought this was plastic, but it's not plastic, it's metal. Because I could see on the one end of the caboose, you can see, I think it's on this end, you can see a little right there. And if the camera will focus, and I don't care if that's off there or not, but let's see if I can get it to focus. There it is right there. That's metal. That's not plastic. And so if you happen to get a caboose, you get one and you go, oh boy, I want one, and you look at it and your grab irons there are, sorry, it's about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm a little tired. But you see your grabs there are a little bowed out or a little bowed in. If you're real careful, you can bend them straight like I did here. Mine were bowed out a little bit, and I just took a like my pointer there and straightened them out. They stayed right there in place. I know on some of the cabooses, like your Atherns and that, you're going to get where you grab there, that's going to be metal. That might be metal there, but it's up against the car, where like on an Athern it'll stick out a little bit. And then where your grabs are, right here, where my thumb's at, right there, that's molded into the car. But you know, you sacrifice a little bit for what you get in the car compared to some other companies, but you get a car that also rolls down the track real good too. So, like I say, I may have made this a little lengthy. I may have drawn it out a little bit, but you know, if you're gonna go out and buy one of these things, you know, I'm sure you want to know a little bit about it, and I'll show you a couple of other things here right quick. Let me put this on pause. Okay, we switched over here onto this little test track that I've got here, and it's kind of got an incline right here, and I do this. This is kind of my test to just see if they wobble real bad or anything like that. I let them go, and I hit my plastic deals here, but that's all right. Like I say, this is not perfect. This is not, you know, of course it's not amateur hour, but it's, you know, it's real. So, more fun to see real than, you know, put on. And like I said, the car, she rolls pretty darn smooth. Now, we'll do the caboose. Okay, we're going to do this with the caboose as well. Put her up here on the incline and let her roll, and check that out. I'll do this one more time so that I get it hopefully all the way across. And you can see how she rolled across there pretty smooth. And so she passed my test, you know. Not really any serious wobbling or anything like that, just straight down the incline. Just as smooth as ever. And we're going to pause one more time. I was going to mention that when you grab on to these micro trains, that the doors slide, you might hear a little cracking, a little popping, a little movement or whatever. Now, as long as the doors don't fall out, it's pretty okay. It's just because of the way the car is not solid all the way across, and so you might hear a little bit of that. So I'm going to kind of show a scrolling across and show you that I did have my Halloween deal here, and then there's my Southern Pacific, my Western Pacific, UP, Mopac, and we'll go one more. This is my UP 2415, 515, and it's a Blueford Chops, and that is a Athern 99-655. And I kind of just put these all together. Sorry for the shaky. We're on the floor here, so we're winging it off the floor. See if I can get myself up off the floor. But that's my 99-655. That's an Athern. There's my UP. Come on, camera. Come on, come on, come on, focus. Blueford Chops. That is my... Come on, camera. Come on, come on, come on. Be nice. it doesn't want to be nice. My Missouri Pacific 13676 by Microtrains. Got this at a train show, I believe. This here, I picked this up at my, like I say, my hobby shop. And believe me, it's getting later in the morning. That's why. That's why I'm winging it this way. To finish off this video, we'll kind of do a slow scroll across from my Santa Fe 999 655, and it's an Athearn, and my UP, come on camera, focus, 2415, it's a Blueford Shops. This is my Mopac Microtrains 13676, and I think I got this at, let's see, I think I got this at the train show. Might have got it at the store, but it might have been a consignment. I can't remember. And then there's my Western Pacific, and this car I also got at the hobby shop, and that is my Southern Pacific 1235 C-30-4 built in 47 Concourse Siskiyou caboose that I've had since 1991. I've had this car about 30 years. Proud of it. And we'll show you that, again, we was, had a little bit of Halloween in us. We had to put that on there. And, the Southern Pacific and my UP, N-Scale Enthusiast car. And we'll show you one more car and then we'll stop the video. This is over here my Santa Fe 99 654 Microtrains and my Athearn 99 653 next to it. And as I mentioned before, they do a Microtrains does an excellent job, and it's made in the USA, so you can't beat that. We want to end this video, and we hope you liked it. And again, please subscribe, click the like, and hit that old bell, and tell me what you think. Hopefully we'll get these done a little faster. Of course, I said it. I'm kind of tired, and but I wanted to share this couple great little finds that I got, and hope you guys can pick you up one of these Union Pacific cabooses. If you're a UP guy or gal, and if you like the older style 50s era Southern Pacific, grab you one of these too. I think they're still available, so we will let you go on that. Y'all have a great Sunday morning, and we'll see ya. Alan, RDA N-Scale. Goodbye for now.